Hi everyone, so today I'm going to talk about Notion. Notion is an all-in-one workspace where you can write, plan, collaborate, and get organized. You can use Notion for notes, documents, you can use it as a knowledge base. Some people might refer it to a second brain. You can use it for organizing tasks and projects, and also use it as databases as well. So I used quite a lot of apps previously that does the same function, plan out my daily task or having just random notes on. I mainly used Apple Notes and Apple Reminders. I also use Trello as well for project management and so on. But I found out that Notion is actually a great place for all of them together. So I've used Notion for just over 1 month now, and I think I've used around a week to figure out what exactly I want to use it for and start to building the pages that I want. Today we will go through my Notion account. I wouldn't go through every page in my Notion account, but if you see that something interests you, let me know in the comments below and I can do another video on it. This is my Command Centre. Command Centre is basically a play on words. I have a cover photo right here and I took this picture, so I didn't steal anyone's photo. Although you can change the cover. So Notion partner up with quite a lot of museums, and you can see here, if you go down, there's an archive with NASA, but also a few different museums around the world as well. And you can choose any of these, upload any images, links as well, so it works with any image from the web. They've recently partnered up with Unsplash as well, so you can search for anything. So maybe you wanted a Command Centre picture, so you can find it here and you can pick any of them. This setup is available on every single Notion page, as well as this emoji here. So you can change this emoji, or it works again with any image on the web. Preferably you want it to be transparent, so whenever you search on Google search, make sure that you're filtering the images to if it's transparent, so when it comes out easier and more aesthetically pleasing. You can also upload any image as well, so if you do design your own icon and you want it to be transparent, make sure that it's in PNG. So Command Centre is my cover page, and you can see there's a few headings here. We've got the today's task here, YouTube, motion plan, and a portal here. The ones above are quite self-explanatory, where there are content below that. But for a portal, you can see that I have different pages recited in this page of Command Centre. Whereas, for example, you see the rehearsals database, there's this arrow here, so that means that it doesn't reside in this page necessarily, and I can click here to get to where it is. So for example, you can see that now it's in dance, so it isn't originally in Command Centre, but I can send a link to it. It's very easy to create these headings. I can click the 6 dots over here, and there's a color. So I can choose, for example, this is the yellow background, or you can change it to whatever background you'd like over here. You can choose either the background or the color of the word, so you can't have both. And we can go back. Now we can look at the different sections. So as you can see, I have a daily tracker here. So usually I would add a new day here. So I have an untitled template over here. And I would say, for example, today. And as you go throughout the week, for example, you would see that the date changes, so it wouldn't be always today. So for example, if the date is now tomorrow now, you can see that this tag changes to yesterday. And then, for example, if I type in, I've had 6 bottles of water today, I've had 8 hours of sleep, and I'm in bed by 12, and I've had my vitamin. It's been a really good day if this is the case. And you can see over here, there's an average and how many percent that it's checked. So for example, if I were to add another day, for example, like yesterday, and I were to drink 3 bottles of water, it would calculate the average for you. Unfortunately, so far, I haven't had the chance to actually use this very much. I haven't been really good with this, but I really should be. And easily, it tracks your record. You can easily delete something by just clicking the 6 dots here, and it would highlight the whole row and just click delete. Now we can have a look at the notes here. If I click on expand here, you can see that we are currently at the Command Center view. But the good thing about this is that we can change views and we can add views that are different to the current view. And so if we click add a view here, you can see that there are different databases view that you can choose. So currently we're at the list view, and this is how I would like to see my notes. I would just like to see, for example, the name and the tags and when did I kind of created it. And that's all I need to see for my notes, and that's why I feel like this is such a minimalistic way to set this up. So if I were to click on General Assembly Notes, you can see that there's the emoji already here, so it's General Assembly's icon, and I've already tagged the notes with General Assembly. So that's really handy whenever I need to take any class notes. I can just start typing in the title and just start typing in the content as well. And obviously you can open it up as a page, and there's an option here, full width, to basically give you more flexibility into your notes. You can create a new template by clicking new template here. And so everything you're editing now, it says that you're editing a template in Notes and Drafts, so you know that you will be creating a template and not just any other kind of notes that you're taking. And you can go back and you can delete templates as well. And so, for example, I've created these templates and you want to change, for example, the emoji or the icon for it. You can easily just click on these three dots and then just click edit, and you'll be in the editing mode. So one thing that I really like about Notion is its flexibility around your notes and how you organize your content. So for example, if we click into this Intro to Project Management course that I've been taking, you can see that there's this toggle here. How would you go about creating? As it suggests here, type this / for commands, and it gives me loads of different blocks that I can choose from. It kind of recognizes what you type with natural language. For example, I wanted to create a toggle, so you would do toggle list, hit enter, and you would have the toggle. It says here empty toggle, click or drop blocks inside. So for example, I can click on here and type table of contents, and so it will create it automatically for you. I wanted to show you an example for my notes. If I click on this course here, Service Designer for Beginners, and you can see I have the exact table for content as well, and you can see there are different blocks here. Whenever you paste a link into Notion, there are different types of stuff that you can do. So for example, let's just say we copy this Notion link in here, and you can see you can either create a bookmark or embed one. So if I click on embed, it would embed the photo that's available and also all of the little details that would come up, for example, on the Google search. You can see that, for example, I've embedded this PDF right here. I've also embedded these different images. I can just copy and paste and the whole image would be embedded. So you can make the content smaller or bigger, and that's all up to you. Jumping back out to the Command Center, you can see that I have a list of tasks here. So I can't show you the IBM task, but I can definitely show you my personal tasks. So if I click on weekly agenda here, so you might ask, why did I choose this setup instead of like a table setup? Might be better for some people who are using the database to organize their weekly tasks or daily tasks. I really like this view. For example, for my work, it might be easier. So for example, for these stuff that I can't do, I can drag them over just like that. And you can do them in like a separate level as well. So that's why I've chosen to use this view instead. So the thing that I really like about my weekly agenda setup is the page archive over here. You can see that I've got this trail and I can type in breadcrumb. So you can see it says show the current page location. And that really matters to me because I've got this personal weekly agenda, and then I've got my task for work as well. So I want to know where exactly am I for my archive. So this is where I store my previous weekly agenda tasks. At work, this becomes especially important and useful as well. There's this project that I work on every week that I kind of want to copy and paste my task for it, but I don't know exactly when will I repeat it. So I can go back to last week's and have a look at what exactly have I done for that project, and then I can kind of copy it and edit it as I want to. How would I go about putting the stuff in my archive? So I can expand this bar here on my sidebar, so Command Center, and you can see this is where I am, weekly agenda, because it highlights it in gray. And then I can hit the 3 dots here and duplicate it. So it might take some time for it to load. And once it has it, you can expand on this triangle here and then drag basically my copy into my archive. And so if we hit archive, you can see that the copy of weekly agenda is right here, but then also make sure that you click into it and delete the page archive from here. So if we go on the archive here and click on copy of weekly agenda, there's no pages inside. And so deleting it is super easy as well. Just click the 3 dots and delete, and it'll be there. And so if you happen to be on the page, it tells you that this page is in the trash, so you can either restore it or delete it permanently. So in this case, we'll just leave the page and go back to the Command Center. So if we look at my YouTube schedule here, you can see that this is a linked database that we can click to expand on. There are different toggles of different views. So you can switch, for example, currently we're at master, and for example, to film, we can see also that there are different views that you can add to. So you can have table views, which is the current view, and you can have compound boards, and you can have the calendar view, the list view, which I mentioned for my notes I do, and gallery as well. I think gallery is very useful for those who want to kind of store all of their bookmarks together. I will talk about later where I store mine, but I don't use gallery view just because like different stuff works for different people. So on every single database in Notion where it has this icon here, this means that it's the main property of the whole database. So that means that whatever you type into that box or that column has its own page by itself. So if I click on this, open this page, this has all of the properties that are in my table, and you can drag and drop which one do you think is more important. So if I think the video number is the most important, then I put it on the top. Adding a comment would be especially useful if you're working in teams. My third section here is my motion plan. So my motion plan, as the name suggests, is basically my plan for moving. And I have 2 databases that are linked here on my Command Center page. So you can see rehearsals here and classes. The best way to talk about this motion plan, I think, is to show you my dance page. I would have my projects here, rehearsals here, and some of my classes here. So for example, if we open the Psycho page, you would see that down here in the content, I have the members' role and name. So I think this is when how powerful Notion can be really shows, because you can see that this arrow here says project. It's a relation property. How do I go about creating that relation? If we show my hidden column here, you can see that it has all these different pages that were hidden. So if we go on the all archive view here in rehearsals, you can see all the previous rehearsals that we've done. The relation means that, for example, for this rehearsal right here, I can deselect crossroads and I can type in, for example, done done, and I can add to it. So you can see now that the rehearsals plan and the rehearsals done here, the number has changed. If we click on configure rollup, you can see that it says the project and it counts all. So that means it counts in the rehearsals database how many projects have been tagged done. So that's the rollup function of this column here. And for done, it's all of the rehearsals that are checked here and it will count the number of that. So this is a really cool function that I think it's really useful when you're calculating different projects or you're measuring up different properties. Apart from the table views that I currently have, I can also click on the calendar view and I can have a look at all of my upcoming rehearsals and filming as well. And if you want to get to know more of what the rehearsal is about, you can click into certain rehearsals and have a look at the information that you need. Over here you can see that I have 3 different pages as my favorites. So I have my tasks, which are my work tasks, and I have my weekly agenda, which is for my personal task. And then we have a page which is called To Explore. So if we click into To Explore, these are the different links that I've saved using the bookmark function of Notion. So if you have Chrome or if you download the Notion app on your phone, iOS for example, I'm not sure about Android, when you go on the website, there is a function to basically save that link, and all of that would come into this table here. So it would work for all kinds of different databases. I know a lot of people use it for galleries, but personally I really like it in the table view. So you can see that I've selected the property select here, which means that you can only choose one area at the time. So for example, restaurants, you can see that it's changed already to restaurants and it can't be learning and restaurants. But for tags here, I've selected multi-select, which means that it works basically like a tag. So I can tag General Assembly or Design over here for Design Council. And as for the comments here, I can just add original text. There are different property types here that you can utilize, from basic to also advanced ones. We've talked about relation and rollup just now. You can see the URL here that the icon might be different from that one of the text one. So you might ask, like, what's the difference? Why can't I just copy and paste the address into like a text property? Having the URL property actually gives you easier access to the link. So you can see that there's this little icon over here that says open link. And if I click on it, it will automatically bring me to the page without having to copy and paste. It will just open it up. One last thing that I want to show you is my useful stuff here in my life. Here I have the Notion icons that I've saved from notion.vip and icons 8. Notion.vip here, you can see that it's created by the friends of Notion, so it's not an official Notion page, but they've got really beautiful icons that you can use. It already categorizes for you, so brands and social media, buildings and infrastructure, etc. and etc. So if I wanted to use symbols, shapes and arrows, I can click on that. You can just copy that, click on the icon here, click link again, just paste the image link and submit. And it would automatically change it to the one that you have selected. Icons 8 here is another amazing website that has amazing icons, and it just gives you more variety. For example, let's type in music, and you can see that it finds 2,115 icons. That's a lot, so you can filter according to the styles that you want to. So they have 24 styles that you can choose from. I usually pick pastel because I just really like pastel. And you can see a different music icons type that are available in the pastel style. So for example, I really like this one. I would just click embed HTML, choose the largest size available, and copy this. And when I go to Notion over here, click link, paste it. Remember to delete the bit that is not the URL, because remember, this is the embedded link, so you just want the link for the image, and hit submit, and it would change to the icons 8 icon that I just clicked. However, icons 8 doesn't always have such a big size. So for example, if we click on this loudspeaker, the different sizes here are limited. You have to buy the different sizes or upgrade your account. But there's actually a way to go about it. So 64 pixels is actually quite small, so you might want a bigger size at times. I often click on custom over here, and it automatically jumps to 100. So you can't really change anything because we're on a free account right now. But if we copy that content element, it would make it to 100 pixels. I find that completely sufficient. I don't need any more pixels that are bigger of that size. For icons used really often, for example like music, they have it at the biggest size possible, so 512 pixels. but usually you don't need it at that big of the size. And you can play around as well with different styles and categories. You can also filter them from categories, but if you know what you're searching for, then that's fine. So that's it. That's a tour of my Notion account. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more of similar content or any templates that I've shown you, or explore any pages that I haven't explored yet, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.